everyone, today I'll be reviewing the Inui Nendoroid from Mashiroiro Symphony, and it's been a long time since I've done a figure review. I'm really sorry about that. I actually ordered this Nendoroid from another MFC user called Rumiho, who was very kind and also shipped this incredibly quick as well. So this actually came from America and not from Japan. Despite being on MFC for maybe 4 years or so now and selling loads of figures in that time, I've never actually ordered anything from anyone else on there. Normally, if you live in the UK, I think MFC sales are only really worth it if you live in the US, since shipping can be free and such, but here it's literally pointless. You may as well order from Japan all the time. But Rumiho was selling her for a really good price, and also the shipping was really good as well. And I looked at it, and honestly it costed slightly less than if I was going to buy it from Japan, so it actually made a lot of sense to buy, and they were incredibly quick. It's quite crazy how quick this arrived. I wasn't expecting it, so I'm really happy with her. She looks like she's brand new, and in fact I checked the packaging inside. I already had opened and had a look at her, and she was packaged as if she'd just been sent out on the day of release, which was really nice, the way everything had been put back together. And this seller is actually selling quite a few figures for a good price, so if you're interested I'll leave a link to their MFC page in the description and you can have a look, but I do think it's worth taking a look since they're really kind and friendly and they have really quick shipping. So I've been meaning to buy Sana for a long time because there aren't many visual novel figures out there, especially by Good Smile Company. Good Smile Company don't make a lot of visual novel figures. They used to back in the day, but even this figure is based on the anime adaptation instead. But eroge characters barely get any kind of attention from a company like Good Smile, so this was actually based on the anime adaptation, but luckily the anime adaptation kept a really close art style to Izumi Tsubasa's, so she looks like she's based on the game. Since this Nendoroid is one of the older Nendoroids, she has the older style box, but I actually do miss this style of box quite a bit, and I do prefer it, especially for eroge styled figures. I think it looks more appropriate considering it's an older game. On the front it says "Sunao ni narenai choppiri bukio na onanoko" and "Pure love story ke action figure." So it's all just the stuff that was written on the character pages of the game back on the old website. So she's clumsy and she's not honest, and she also comes with Panya, which I'm really happy about, and I wish they'd made a Miu to go with her, but they never did. So I'm happy enough with Sana though, since Mashiroiro didn't get any attention whatsoever except from Good Smile, which is rather strange. So she's Nendoroid number 218. The sculptor is Jun, and EV in brackets. I never knew what the EV stood for, but he's an incredibly famous sculptor and he's sculpted mostly Nendoroids only. It says 2011 Pareto, but this figure did come out in 2012. It's just the game copyright. On the back it just says the same information that was on the front, as well as the same pictures that were on the side. And I have to commend the seller for the way that everything was packaged, since when I actually originally opened this box, everything had been put back as if she'd been bought new. As for the parts, we have the Nendoroid herself. This is her without the ponytail though. She comes with the basic sand as well, which I don't really use when I have Nendoroid figures. She comes with her ponytail, which has the braid in it as well. And Sana comes with two face plates, so there's this one, and I think this one I'm pretty sure is from the game actually, so that's quite nice. I'll have to double check on that. But it seems like something that would be out of eroge anyway, so this is really nice. And then there's this one, which is really angry. So Sana comes with a bent leg as well as 4 extra arms. Two of these arms are for making a little love heart, I think. And I actually quite want to use these. Normally I don't use any extra arms that come with these figures, but I quite like these. And these ones are for crossing her arms with the angry face, I believe. And finally, Sana comes accompanied with Panya, who is really cute, although I kind of wish they'd made a Miu as well to go with the whole Panya thing. But there's Panya and Panya's tail, which comes separate, so it looks a little bit weird from the back. It looks like old Saga Planets games. Panya's really cute, so I'm really glad she comes with a little. Izumi Tsubasa is quite famous for making little furry creatures. The Tina Nendoroid came with one, since that's also a palette game, and that was Kotaro, but she's also doing one for Summer Pockets, which is coming out this month. So Sana stands up pretty well on her own, which is nice since I prefer to display Nendoroids like this, and her ponytail's actually a lot nicer than the other ponytail Nendoroid I have, which is Natsume-rin. Her one fits in the back of her head a lot nicer, as well as the fact it's more maneuverable. And compared to the other Nendoroids I have, I find that the ones based on Izumi Subasu characters are a lot more detailed, since they're based on eroge rather than the anime. Like the Little Busters ones, there's a lot of detail lost in the hair and such, since it's based on just the animation, which kind of removes that from the art, whereas this is just based on Tsubasu's art. It's hard to explain, but there's a lot more hair strands and such, and the shading's a lot more detailed. Sana is in her school uniform, and she comes with Panya as well, which is really cute, although I feel like Panya should have been an accessory to Miu instead if they made her, but it's rather bizarre they made... thinking about it now, I'm not sure why they made Sana, because she's not the main character or anything. I'm glad they did because I really like her, but it's just strange that they chose to do Sana over everyone else. Something else I noticed when I unboxed her yesterday is that her underwear's actually been striped, which is really nice. I know it's rather bizarre for me to say, but that's quite a good touch, I think, since that's part of her character really, so I'm glad they did that. I do believe the Komari Nendoroid has the same thing as well, so I'm glad they paid attention. You can't actually display her without the base if you want to use the bent leg, so I'm probably not going to be able to do that since I'm not keen on the square bases, but Panya sits well on her head, which is good, since Kotaro does not sit well on Tina's head. Since Panya's on 4 legs, he sits really well on her head, so that's really nice as well. I think that's probably the nicest way to display him, otherwise he kind of is too small to be seen. I actually really like this face that the Nendoroid comes with. I might actually display her with this one, I'm not too sure. But upon closer inspection, she's actually got a really detailed uniform, especially around the back. Especially around the back, this is actually a lot more detailed than some more recent Nendoroids that I own. I don't own too many, but there's a couple I have that have come out definitely after this one, so I think the sculptor is definitely the one to thank for that, but this is a really detailed figure, especially considering she came out only 2012. This was still back when Nendoroids had older boxes. I feel like the last faceplate will probably work well with pictures and stuff. I feel like I've seen a lot of people use Sana's faceplate for a lot of images that I see around MFC and such, so I feel like this would be useful for other Nendoroids as well, and not just her. Overall, I'm really glad that I bought her, especially for the price that I got her. I'm really pleased with my first experience ordering on MFC despite me having been there so long, and as I said, I have put the seller's profile in the description as well, just so if anyone's interested they can look at what they're selling, since they have a couple of other figures on there as well. Overall, I'm really pleased with her. She's actually my favourite Nendoroid that I own, and that's including Tina, which is also an Izumi Tsubasa character, but I feel like Sana's design kind of translates better into her Nendoroid, and Panya is really cute, so I'm glad that Panya comes with the figure as well. So thank you for watching. I will have more figure reviews coming soon. I am sorry about the delay in that. I think Nagisa and Chika should be the next 2, so hopefully they should be soon, as well as a couple of other videos that I have planned as well. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye!